Well, Jeffrey, if you are available, I think we should begin. If you're there. Okay. So in a moment, Jeffrey will be with us. That's part of the problem when you don't see a video. Ah, there he
There it
is.
is. Okay.
Okay, which allows me to mute myself, but we so look forward to this. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Well, it's great to see everybody here. It's Friday night, January 22 in 2021. Incredible. Anyway, so last week I did some mixed repertoire. This week I'll do some Bach and Mozart and Chopin. Now, in the Bach and Mozart, some of you from past, if you've been at a past camp, maybe you heard the Bach, the French Suite number 5 in G major. You know, I always find something different in this piece. It never feels the same. Whether tempos or whatever, the feeling and the mood, ornamentation. I do things in the repeats that are a little different, kind of like maybe Bach would have liked Mozart. Bach would have liked doing with a modern piano. He didn't have a modern piano. He had, I should be looking over here. I'm so used to looking at the laptop. Uh, Bach had harpsichord. He had organ. He had singers. I have to shut off the feedback. There we go. And he had orchestras and chorus and soloists and recitatives and all kinds of things and fugues and suites. So he didn't have this. I think he would have loved this, especially as it developed in the 20th century, mostly since the 1890s. And it would have been a marvel to Bach. I wonder if he would have written music differently. Well, I'm glad he didn't, because we have what he did write, which is fabulous. And what's so amazing about Bach's music is it translates so well across the board. You could play his music on all instruments and they just sound so incredible. The writing is incredible. The fugal writing is incredible. So the French Suite number 5 is one of the French suites. There's English suites, there's partitas, there's much music by him. And in the French Suite number 5, the first movement is the Allemande, which is a French, it's a German, well, it's actually a German dance that he put into the French Suite. And it's a flowing piece in 4/4 time, mostly all 16th notes. And what's fun about it is that you can actually alternate the legatos with the lighter staccatos and kind of make it interesting to hear on a piano. That's the challenge of playing his music on the piano, is to try to evoke the quality of the Baroque style, but still playing it on the piano. It's not a harpsichord, obviously. Then after the Allemande is the Courante, which is a faster dance in 3/4 time, very vibrant, very rhythmic, very bitey. The Sarabande, the Spanish dance, that's in the third movement, slower with a pulse mainly on the second beat, but very, very lyrical, very beautiful, peaceful uh, piece of music. Then the Gavotte, which starts on the middle of the measure, yup, up, bum, so you'll get that. The Bouree is a faster piece. The Loure is a slower piece, kind of like a slow Gigue. And the last movement is the fast Gigue, the Gigue. So that will be the first offering today. Then we'll move to Mozart and I'll talk about that. So let's put this
Jeffrey,
everybody.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to ask Taylor and I discussed this. Is your original sound on? Jeffrey, is your original sound on? Jeffrey, can you hear me? Okay.
Great, thank you. I can't see. Oh, I'm gonna put my glasses back on so I can see. That was fun. It's like I said, it's always something new with this piece. It's such an unusual piece. I'm gonna actually put this on. Well, I'll put that on after. In between each piece, I might just do this in case anybody has any questions or needs to say anything. Um, and especially in the last fugue. I mean, I tried a few different things. I know you're all there, but I kind of thought I'm gonna just try a few things and just different ornamentations, and I just wanted to let go and see what would happen. And then for the most part, they worked. A couple of little snags here and there, but it's not a recording, so we're okay. But it's a lot of fun to do these pieces like this, and just I'm learning, I'm evolving in my work with Bach's music to try to make it improvisational when it calls for it, not constantly, but certainly the first runs through of the music, I try not to. So with the repeats, I kind of take the liberty. So it's so much fun, and I'm grateful that you're all here to kind of be part of that journey with me. Okay, so to Mozart, whose music is much thinner. All the Bach's kids kind of paved the way for Mozart and for the classical era. And this is one of his earliest sonatas. I've never performed this, and I'm going to use the score. It's the fourth sonata in E flat major, K282. It's three movements. It's the Adagio first movement, and the second movement has two minuets, and the third movement is an Allegro, right? Yes, I think so. And again, with the repeats, let's see what happens. Hope you enjoy it. Taylor said number 3. Let's turn off this. I'm going to play. Okay, that's a lot of piano there. All right, so that's Bach and Mozart. Then we're going to move up a little bit in time. Isn't it nice if you just go like in an hour and scoop up a couple hundred years? It's incredible. Let's move to Chopin. Three pieces, three of my favorite pieces. I'll take a little break after each one. And what I'm going to do is the Ballade number 1 in G minor, which is quite a remarkable piece to really see how the piano has progressed to this point. It's quite remarkable. And even Chopin did not have this piano, but his music translates even perhaps better on this in some ways than on what he had. Although the pianos of Chopin's time, they were lighter and easier to play in some ways, but they're more challenging because they were lighter. So you had to have a specific technique to suit those instruments and make the piano just sing and sound very natural. More difficult to play our pianos in that respect. So the Ballade number 1, then I will announce the next piece and the next piece after that. I'll see if I could see everybody. Okay. Thank you. That's the Ballade number 1 in G minor. It's always an adventure to play this piece. I never know what's going to happen. But it's that kind of a piece. It's just, I guess it's one of the great masterpieces. We're going to move from a very serious, dramatic part of Chopin's writing to something later. That was Opus 23. Let's move all the way toward the end of his life, Opus 60. It's the Barcarolle in F sharp major, which is a totally different world. It's a different sound world. I think I think each composer kind of took their yellow brick road journey. It started somewhere and ended somewhere. And wherever they ended, someone else took over and took the torch and took it further. I think late Liszt also is like that, late Chopin and Debussy took the mantle and carried it from there, and Ravel, and further, Rachmaninoff, Scriabin took that sound world as the instruments developed further also. So it's interesting that we could see that from our vantage point now, of course, but it's so interesting to be able to see how they went through their lives and the music had evolved even within their lifetime. So let's move on now to the Barcarolle. It's F sharp major. It's a magical piece because the harmonies are so potent. They grab you in a way that you wouldn't expect earlier pieces of Chopin to do. They really are pointing toward the future. I think every composer points toward the future somehow, subconsciously, but they do it because they evolve in their lifetime too. So you've heard this, of course, this ballade is very Beethovenian in some ways, very classic and dramatic, yet the Barcarolle takes you on another journey. Here it goes. Thank you. Such a fun piece to play. Such a fun piece to play. Another one of those great pieces you never know what's going to happen. So that is Chopin. And what would we have without this next piece? I don't know. This is such an important work. This was the last piece that Chopin played, actually, composed it for himself and with the orchestra. But this is without the orchestra as well. It's one of those pieces that works with or without. It's actually a Grande Polonaise Brillante, but he added the preceding Andante, which he had written before that, I believe. The Andante Spianato preceding the Grande Polonaise Brillante, and that's what I'm going to play next to finish the concert. So here we go. Let me put this on here, and away we go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
An amazing concert, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Wow. And you're allowed to sigh because we're doing it for you because it was so amazing.
Thank you. This is such an intimate crowd. You know, it's so easy. You know, you can play a piece your whole life and you get to a little section and go, oops. I just like it. What comes next? And you know the harmony. And that's what we were talking about at the camp ball, because when you do your homework and you know your harmonies, you can get out of a little traffic jam like I did. But it wouldn't, I guess if you don't know the piece, about, boy, that was like, wow, that was not an aha moment. That was a wow moment, like an Ike's. But, you know, that's the first thing we think when we perform. We all do it. And I'm just going to say fair warning tomorrow. Enjoy. I can't come to the concert tomorrow because I have to do 2 master classes. And you're going to all play well, but don't think about things. Just play and enjoy what you're doing because it's so much fun. See, even at home, I got used to this. I mean, leave here. It's just kind of getting comfortable. But there's something really nice about sharing music, whether it's with 1,000 people out there where you could see and hear gum rappers or whatever, or just like this. And this is really what makes music so magical, is that we could share this together. And music is music no matter where we are. And it's been a great week. I hope everybody had a good time. I learned a lot. I love sharing and playing. And it's just, we're very good. Thank you, Polly, for this, because it's an experience that we will never forget on any level that we're at. And it's important that we share the music because the music is what really sustains us through a lot. And we're blessed. Well, thank you, Mr. Chopin, Mozart, and Bach for that. And that we are all able to do it together this way. So I hope you enjoy tonight and the whole week of piano camp.
Oh, absolutely, Jeffrey. And we are lucky to have you with us and our other faculty members as well. It has been an amazing week. We have one more day. True, everyone is going to be in the hot seat tomorrow, just like you were tonight. But you inspire us all in so many ways with your beautiful playing.
Well, thank you. We have a lot of wonderful guests here. My mom's here, and my cousins are here, and my friends are here, and my students are here, and the great Melissa Manchester is here. She's one of my groupies. Well, I've been her fan for a million years. Hi, Melissa. I know you're out there, and I see your name. And you've been doing some wonderful things too with music lately, especially during all the things that have been happening around us. And thank you for your beautiful music for all the years. And to everybody who played this week, had lessons, and shared ideas about everything. It's an enlightening experience, really, for me. I always look to learn. The more I learn, the more I evolve. So, we all feed off each other. I think that's very important. And thank you all for that experience.
Thank you, Jeffrey, again. And we had a wonderful evening. Thank you all for joining us. And it was great to see those of you who have not been with us all week and everything. So we appreciate you all. And what a great way to end an intense week of learning. So good night, everyone. Have a good week.
Play
Great
well tomorrow. See you next time.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Good night, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.